Imagine this. You're at the height of your success, leading a hit television series, with years of expertise to your name and promising opportunities on the horizon. Then, suddenly, you're faced with the devastating news that your body is failing you. This is the harsh truth confronting Eric Dane, the charismatic actor who won hearts as Dr. Mark Sloan on Grey's Anatomy, and later stunned viewers with his raw portrayal of Cal Jacobs in Euphoria. This is the story the tabloids won't tell you, not about Eric Dane, the Hollywood heartthrob, but about Eric Dane, the man fighting for every breath. When the Grey's Anatomy star was diagnosed with ALS, it wasn't just a medical crisis. It became a profound test of love, family, and what it means to truly live while dying. From the shocking moment his daughter had to save him from drowning, to his wife's unexpected decision to cancel their divorce, this is the raw, unfiltered journey of an actor facing his toughest role yet. The year was 2024 when Eric Dane first heard about the disease that would redefine his life. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neurodegenerative condition that attacks nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. The cruel reality? Patients remain fully mentally aware as their bodies gradually fail them. For an actor whose career was built on physical presence, from the iconic Grey's Anatomy scenes to the intense physicality of Euphoria, the diagnosis was particularly devastating. ALS typically gives patients just 2 to 5 years after diagnosis before complete paralysis sets in, ultimately leading to respiratory failure. But what makes Dane's case especially heartbreaking is the timing. After overcoming painkiller addiction in 2011 and surviving a very public marital crisis in 2018, he was enjoying a career resurgence thanks to Euphoria. Now, at the height of his career, he's been thrust into his most challenging role yet. Not on screen, but in life, fighting an invisible battle as his own body turns against him. In a raw, emotional interview for Good Morning America, Dane revealed one of his most painful moments since diagnosis. The 52-year-old actor recalled his days as a competitive swimmer and water polo player, but everything changed when he jumped into the ocean one day and realized he could no longer swim. His body lacked the strength to propel him back to the boat. His teenage daughter had to pull him to safety. The moment carried a devastating realization: he was no longer safe in the water. This wasn't just about physical decline. It was a father facing his own fragility in front of his child. The emotional weight of that moment left him utterly heartbroken. This new reality forced a painful reckoning. Yet, even in that raw vulnerability, there was someone who had witnessed every version of him. His wife, Rebecca. The relationship between Eric Dane and Rebecca Gayheart reads like a Hollywood screenplay, full of passion, challenges, and ultimately redemption. They met in 2003 at a Hollywood party, married just 9 months later in 2004, and quickly became one of those enviable young Hollywood couples. Their daughters, Billy and Georgia, arrived in 2010 and 2011. But behind the glamorous facade, they faced real struggles. In 2011, Dane sought treatment for painkiller addiction after suffering a sports injury. He later expressed deep remorse for involving the person he loved most in that difficult chapter of his life. Though the couple endured that struggle together, looked like their marriage ultimately came to an end in 2018. Rebecca filed for divorce after 14 years, citing irreconcilable differences. Despite their separation, Dane and Rebecca maintained an unexpectedly close relationship, co-parenting their 2 daughters with what friends described as a foundation of profound respect. Long after the divorce papers were filed, they remained a constant presence in each other's lives, attending at family events together with an ease that kept gossip columns guessing. This unbroken thread of connection would become their lifeline when the unthinkable happened. Eric Dane received his official diagnosis. In March 2024, just weeks after Dane went public with his condition, court records show Rebecca withdrew the divorce petition. A source close to the family revealed, when Rebecca understood the severity of Eric's condition, there was no question she needed to be there for him. Whatever problems they had before suddenly seemed small. Now, the woman who was ready to walk away has become his primary caregiver, helping with everything from medications to mobility as his condition deteriorates. It's a shocking turnaround that says more about love and loyalty than any Hollywood romance ever could. Here is what will astonish you. Despite losing function in his right arm and fearing his legs might be next, Dane is still working, and not just in small, accommodating roles. He recently wrapped the show Countdown, a new Amazon Prime series where he plays Nathan Blythe, a special agent leading a task force to prevent a catastrophic attack on Los Angeles. When asked about taking the role, Dane told it's always based on the material. But also it's shot in Los Angeles. Logistically, it was something I couldn't say no to. The production schedule proved exceptionally demanding, with just 8 days to film each episode compared to the more generous 20 to 30 days allocated for Euphoria. While acknowledging the exhaustion, Dane noted his experience on Grey's Anatomy had prepared him for such an intense pace. Remarkably, despite his physical challenges, he remains committed to returning for Euphoria's 3rd season. He expressed deep admiration for creator Sam Levinson, stating he would continue with the show as long as possible and valued the director's guidance on set. This dedication comes from an actor who now navigates his craft with only his left arm fully functional, fully aware his condition will likely deteriorate. While maintaining his enthusiasm for acting, he realistically acknowledges certain roles may no longer be feasible given his physical limitations. Eric Dane's story transcends celebrity illness. It's a masterclass in facing life's cruelest challenges with dignity. Here's a man who had everything Hollywood promises: looks, talent, fame, family. Now fighting to maintain the most basic abilities most of us take for granted. His wife's decision to stand by him reminds us that love isn't about perfect moments. It's about showing up during the imperfect ones. His determination to keep working teaches us about perseverance in adversity. And his public battle is shining new light on a disease that desperately needs more attention and funding. Perhaps most powerful is his honesty about the emotional toll, from breaking down after his daughter rescued him to admitting he's heartbroken about losing abilities. In an industry built on image, his vulnerability is revolutionary. If this story moved you, hit like to show your support. Subscribe for more real-life stories that matter, and drop a comment below. See you next time. Until then, take care.